Hi, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for coming. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step two, step two, step two, step two, step two, step two. I love Aaliyah, and I miss her. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that's really dear to me and really serious and hard for me to discuss. And I don't know, I'm just kind of nervous because I'm going to reveal a little bit of me to you guys. And today we're going to talk about gay, homosexual, queer, fag, whatever. So the moment I knew I was gay, I knew it was bad. I went to church. My mother always sent us to church. I went to church with my great great grandmother. I didn't go to church with my grandmother, but when I was little, I lived with my great great grandmother and then my grandmother and my mother, and it was always, and we lived in the South in Kentucky, so it was church was a pillar of what everybody did, and there was more churches than anywhere in Kentucky. What's up, Middlesboro? And so we went to church, and I think in middle school I just felt different. I was like, ugh, this is not good. It was wrestling. Watching wrestling, those men in tight, and I just knew this is not good. And I just kind of stayed to myself. I stayed quiet about it. I didn't say nothing. And then as I grew up, I kind of just didn't want to. It was like something you just pushed down. You didn't want to deal. And then I was in middle school, and then I got called names because I was the only boy in the cheer squad. I tried out. I made it. I wasn't good in football, basketball. It was like every sport I tried, I was just not the best in it, and if you live in the country or anything, it's sports is everything. And I wanted to be a part of a team. I just wanted to have that feeling. And, every day I just did homework and came home. It felt just. And then I joined the cheerleading squad and I loved it. I was good at it. It was a great time. And then we went to camp and I saw all these guys cheering. I was like, okay, it's just not the same in Kentucky, but it's different everywhere else. I'll deal with that later. And so high school, I think I was like, okay, pushed it back just because focus on studies, getting to go to school. And then in college is where it really hit me. It just like, I just can't hide this anymore. I did try to date girls, but I didn't really go far as that. I just dated them. I didn't, you know, you know. And then I went to, when I was in college, my junior year, I just really hit me. At the time, I had a therapist, and he kept saying, "It's just you not found a woman yet. You just haven't found her. You just be patient." He kept pushing that and pushing that, and I tried to commit suicide in my RA room by myself, and I knew I was reaching out to help because I needed to tell someone and say it's okay, and there was no one around, and I couldn't tell no one, and so luckily, a friend came and saved me. And I spent a few times in the mental institution for like 3 days because when you commit suicide, you have to go and, they have to make sure you're okay. And I was there and people were just like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're young. And so when I was in college, I then tried to join fraternities, and then I joined the military. And there was this gay boy in school that we had in college. His name was Jerry, and I don't know if he sees this, but I'm really sorry how I treated you. I was very mean to you because I worked at a job where the African American students could do check-ins if they needed something. There was a support team there for them, and I just didn't like him. There was something about him I didn't like, and now I look at him as brave to have to do that. And he was the only one, and he was black. He was very intelligent, and he was gay, and I was mean to him. I was very mean to him. I didn't like him. It was always like when he came in, I was like, oh, what do you want? I was just like, and so that's my gay story. I came out to my mother when I was in the Navy on Christmas Eve, and I saw my friend yesterday, and I was talking to him about it, and I said, thank you. I said, I don't know how I would survive the military without you guys, because we had a group. There was just me, Casey, and Thomas, and we were there for each other. We were pretty much family. We knew everything. And then when I told my mother, she was like, it's just a phase you're going through. It's just a phase. You'll be okay. You'll find a woman. And she kind of said this thing that stuck with me forever. She's like, it's 3 strikes. You're out. And I was like, no, I'm not, Mom. She's like, you're out. You're black, you're a male, and you're gay. And it always stuck with me. I always spin it as, I may not be playing the game, but I'm in the stadium and I'm having a great time. And so the reason why this came up to me is because Lil Nas, Drew Brees, and all the politicians and how they want to bring back. It's like, just because we won marriage equality, we didn't win the battle. We still have a lot of fighting to do. Trans women are dying left and right, and no one cares. The media does not talk about it. I don't hear no one trying to do something. You see the gay people trying to say trans lives matter, and it's trans black girls, and it's just that notion of just, if something's happened to me as a black gay, it's, who cares? It just feels like make you feel like all the struggle and fighting you have to do, it's just because we've moved an inch, it seems like we moved 3 inches, 4 inches backwards. And so I want to talk about and so my family, my mother was like, don't tell no one, keep it to yourself. I remember going to a family reunion and she was just like, everybody kept saying, oh, you haven't found the right girl, you haven't. And it was like, I just wanted to tell the world, I accept me. I am happy with me. Whatever this life leads, I'm going to be happy. And it was just like, I couldn't tell no one. It was like, it's just really hard. It's just really hard to be gay black in America and in the black community, it's just not easy. And for what Lil Nas did, I just thought that was amazing. He did it at the height of his career, knowing he probably had people saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And he did it. And just like in Kevin Hart, let's forget Kevin Hart. He's one of those celebrities we should not just forget to mention, because it's just, we know where he stands on this gay issue. Yes, he's had it surface in the past. He says he's grown, whatever, but he just said, like, what? What did he say? I wrote it down. He just said, so what? I mean, it's hard for gay people to come out. It's a hard thing because you can be rejected. Your family can kick you out. You don't know what's going to happen. There's still gay conversion. There's all this stuff that just brings you down. That's just, your life could change by that. Straight people don't have no coming out. Because when you come out, you announce to your family that whatever dreams and hopes you had for me, and they're changed. It's almost like it seems like they lost you. And sorry to go on that tangent, but when I did come out, to my mom, I didn't speak to her for 5 years. And I did that for me. I just needed to do that for me. And I didn't try to think about her. I didn't want to think about her. And it was hard because that's your mom. She's the person that knows the ins and out of you. She's your first supporter, your first cheerleader. She gave you life. She brought you into this world. She's supposed to be the one that's always on your side. And when she's not, you just feel alone. And so a few years ago, we talked and she said something weird. She said, oh, well, I always knew how you were, because we don't really talk about it. That's how we are. She said, I always knew you were okay. I'm like, how? She's like, well, she had my numbers, and I gave her my number, but I just was like, if there's an emergency, if something happens, just here's my number. But when she called, I wouldn't really answer. It was back when you had answer machines and you could screen calls way better. And so I didn't answer. And my partner at the time, David, we're no longer together, but he always talked to her, and I didn't know that. He always said, he's okay, he's all right, she knew, and she's like, okay, he's like, oh, he's away, he's on a deployment. So she always knew from him what was going on. And Little Nas, thank you for doing that. Thank you, because Hollywood and all them we think that gay is okay, but they're like this. There's this still thing about, oh, don't come out. Kristen Stewart even said, Hollywood said, well, what if you want a Marvel movie? What should that matter? She's being who she is, and we need to see that in Hollywood, in politics. We need to see that everywhere. And when we don't see it, we really kind of think it's not really progressed. And we as gay, we really need to push for more, because I think we're satisfied with marriage equality and we shouldn't be. I can get discriminated for my job. I can get discriminated for housing. There's so much more I can get done with me just because I'm gay. And Little Nas, I support you. I'm so proud. I bought your album just because of that. I supported you. I've loved your videos. I just love that you said it at the height of your career. Like, I even read Ricky Martin's book, and he was dealing with that. And it's just like, it's hard to want the world to know, this is me. Love that song. This is me. And everybody's like, no, you can't show the real you. The real you is not TVable. The real you is not marketable. The real you is not payable. It's just, Hollywood, you can do better. The gay community, we should be doing more better. And I expect that from Kevin Hart. Didn't expect much more, didn't expect much less. So, hey, Kevin Hart, you proved me right again. And it's just sad. And then Drew Brees, a Saint quarterback who played for San Diego Chargers, he was doing a Bring Your Bible to School, Share God with Your World. And people don't know that religion, it's always, I remember that quote, love that neighbor. It doesn't seem like it applies when you're gay, trans, whatever you are. The church does not want to accept you. But the church always funnels money into like anti-hate and all that. And it's just sad, because we know that kids are losing their life to be gay. Kids are homeless to be gay. It's just sad that we don't recognize that no more, and we need to. Honey, what are you doing in here?
Am I interrupting?
Yes.
I can edit this part out.
You can?
Yes.
I paused it.
You paused
No,
it?
I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And it's just, sorry for the interruption. It's just, religion always scares me, because it's just a thing that, why should you hate someone? I just don't know what to say about it. But Drew B said you should bring your Bible to school, share God's love. And then when you look at the group he's a part of, what is the group? It's the Focus on Family. They say they've lobbied against same-sex marriage. They lobbied against the, what's that, gay military service members. It's shown that the church is really hatred, and it shouldn't be that way. You should be loving all. I mean, you should be accepting anyone, regardless of who they love or who they are or who they want to be. If someone is giving their authentic self, that should be applauded. We should have parades for that. But in Drew Brees, it's like, oh, I'm so blah blah blah. I wish you would have just said, hey, I'm for Christianity, and we know he loves this, and we know he's for it. You just said, I stand behind my word. You shouldn't say, because nowadays people can look at who fund these organizations, and when you look back and see, it's just sad. It's sad. It's just sad, and this is our new America, and it's sad. It's sad. It's even, when I go home to Kentucky, I get scared, because I know who I am now, and I don't want to hide that to make someone feel safe, and I don't want to feel hatred for something. I'm just living my life. As long as I'm living my life, you should be happy with me, because I almost took my life because of who I wanted to be. And that's sad that I almost gave my life up just because I was gay. And I know some of my family don't support it. I know my mother, she's still not there, and I don't think she'll ever will be, and I have to live with that. It's just, we have so many problems in this world, and gay shouldn't be one of them. Trans shouldn't be one of them. Lesbian should be one of them. It shouldn't be one of them. People should not be losing their life to be who they want to be. People should not lose their life to say, this is me. This is who I am, and I love myself. But I wanted to talk about that because that's my life. I mean, gay wasn't an easy journey for me. And when the It Gets Better campaign came around, I just didn't feel it gets better. I mean, it may get better for some, but it doesn't get better for all, because, and even in the gay community, we still have fractures, you know. We still have issues. Some people are okay that, well, we got marriage equality, that's it, you know. I mean, it's we have a long road to go, and from what it looks like, it's still a long journey. So I'm glad you let me share that with you. Sorry for the tears. It's just my life, and sometimes your life is not a beautiful canvas. Sometimes it's a bad one. And I want to show you this. My better half made this for me. It's so gorgeous. Look at that. It's a picture of me, and he used this painting from a picture we took where we were in the shadow, and then he cut off my face. Look. I love this. Well, thank you for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for all the people who watch. I appreciate you and love you, and guess what? You be you and be happy with the you are. Deuces.